In most platformers, the player is required to jump between platforms without falling. However, I wanted to put a new spin on things, making the player think more on their toes by removing one simple thing from the formula: the platforms. Get Well Soon is a 2D platformer with a twist. You can't touch the ground. In this, the player will be fighting a newly discovered infection in the human stomach. This new infection is extremely aggressive and will fight back against any form of treatment, almost as if it's sentient. You play as a nanobot, and your job is to fight off the infection. You do this by throwing yourselves into them. By holding down a button and using the analog stick or mouse, the player will pull away from the nanobot in any direction. When you do this, time will slow down for a short time while the player aims. When the button is released, time will go back to normal, and the player will fling the nanobot in the opposite direction. The player will be able to do this up to 3 times before they need to hit the bacterium in order to regain that ability. If the player hits the stomach acid, it's game over.
The only way to move throughout the level is to jump. There is no ground movement, and the player will have to aim and launch themselves carefully to survive. They will be able to launch themselves 3 times while in the air, and if they are not able to hit anything by the end of their 3rd launch, they will not be able to do anything and will fall to their death. Hitting an enemy after a jump will grant the player 3 additional jumps. Time will deplete via a health bar representing the body's health. The bar will slowly drain over time, and defeating enemies will regenerate a portion of it. The larger the enemy, the more health is regenerated. There will be 4 types of enemies: small enemies, which only take 1 hit to kill, large enemies, which take multiple hits to kill, and shielded enemies, which have to be hit in a specific weak point to kill. All enemies will move around randomly while firing projectiles at the player. There are 2 ways to lose the game: if the health bar reaches 0, or if the nanobot has no more lives left. Getting hit with a projectile will cost the player 1 life, while falling into the stomach acid will cost all 3 of the player's lives. Upgrades will be purchased from the main menu. These are bought with research points, which the player can gain while playing the game, even if they lose the level. The player can purchase more lives, longer slow-mo while aiming, and more.
There are 3 difficulty modes: easy, normal, and hard, each with different effects on the player and enemies. In the easy, there is less bacteria in the stomach, and the time will be slowed down for longer periods. In normal, the enemies will be more aggressive, and the slow-mo ability will be halved. In hard, though, there will be double enemies, they will be more aggressive, and the player will have no slow-mo ability. The goal of the game is to clear out all of the bacteria in the quickest time, earning more points for possible upgrades of doing so. These upgrades will carry over into other difficulties with some restrictions. With that, I want to thank you for listening to my pitch for Get Well Soon. Thank you.